Hello, ladies at the Luau. Sorry I am not there in person this year. I will be again next year. Got some things going on in our family, and we all know family is important. So, this is the make and take that we're going to do, have you do this weekend. My website is right down here along the bottom. So you can find all of these items on the website. You've obviously found me with the QR code. So what you're going to have is you're going to have this cute little packet of things. In the bucket that's coming around, you're going to find the stamp set, Intense Black ink. You're going to find Sundance ink. You should have 4 tri-blend markers and 2 shimmer brushes. There'll be a couple of blocks with the stamps on them as well. So that's what you should find. There should be one of these with your supplies and my information for I think 50 people, maybe even more. You'll see the stamp set is in there just so that you can look at it. It does have thin cuts that come with it. So this is, we're not doing anything with this cute little pennant border. But your cupcakes were die cut from this stamp set. All right, so let's get it going, and I'll show you how to make this. It's pretty easy. Oh, I need a card base. Let me grab a card base here quick. No, that's not a card base. I usually have some right here. You'll have a card base in your packet. All right. Grabbing a card base here. You'll have a card base and an envelope as well. All right, so I'm going to take my card base, and you can see there's a hill and there's a valley. When you fold this, I think it'll be folded, but you want to make sure you're going to fold it with the hill or the mountain on the inside. It actually folds a little better. If you have a bone folder, or sometimes I use the end of the handle on my scissors. So I'm using my Versamat, which comes in, it's great because each one of these squares is a little 1/4 of an inch. So I am going to go ahead and I am going to, I think we're going to, I think we're going to attach. Or did we stamp? I think maybe I stamped. I'm trying to think how I have it in the directions. I'm going to stamp because I want some of my things to dry. So I'm actually going to stamp first. So what I'm going to stamp first, the other thing that you should have in there is a piece of foam like this. It's not just for packing. It is for stamping on as well. So the first thing I'm going to stamp is this: your birthday is an excuse to eat cake. Oh, for sure it is. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, put my stamp on my block. There'll also be a stamp chamois in there. Mine is not wet right now. So if the stamp gets all kind of cruddy, please wipe it off for the next person, or wipe it off when you're done with it. If there's a couple of you doing it, you don't have to wipe it off, but before you put it back in the bucket, make sure that you wipe it off. All right, so I'm using our Intense Black ink. It's a solvent-based ink, so we can use it with our alcohol markers, and everything comes out real nice. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ink my stamp, and it will be stained. I'm going to tell you, you're not going to stain it. You're not going to get it clean. But I can kind of look down at it and see if everything is inked. And if I need to, I can ink some more. So then I'm going to center it on this white card stock. So I'm just going to rub it down a little bit on my... Okay, see, I could have gotten more ink there. That's okay. So that's done. And I have my cupcake that I'm going to ink as well. I'm just going to use that same one for right now. You'll have them on separate blocks. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that. Rub that down just a little bit. Wonder if I grabbed the right. Yep, this is the right one. I'll re-ink it a little bit before I send it off. Okay, so those are your 2 black, intense black stamps. And then we're going to take our Sundance. And if you remember, if you know close to my heart, we have a light and a dark side to our cardstock. Doesn't matter. I'm going to use actually the darker side. So I'm going to get a tone on tone. Yes, our ink pads are magnetic. We're going to use the sprinkles, the bigger sprinkles. And I'm going to do a couple of those kind of right in there, where my cupcake is going to go. So that is all the stamping that we're going to be doing on this card. So now let's go ahead and assemble. We're also letting this ink dry a little bit while we assemble. And I think you need to go about 1 inch up. So let's start. I'm just going to lay it out because I want to make sure. I think on the directions I said like 1 inch. Yep, I think 1 inch is right. Maybe it's 1 1/4 inches. Like 1 1/8. So you'll want to, yep. Yep, like 1 1/8 of an inch. So you can start with the yellow, you can start with the 2 reds. Grab your adhesive. I'm using the dark side of these, so I'm going to start about 1/4 1/8 of an inch on, and I'm just going to start building my again using the dark side of all of these. So now I've created my background. Our paper, the Let's Party paper, this is the side, if you wanted to, you could definitely use that. I'm going to use the sprinkle side on mine. And these just get centered on the candy apple red. All right. And then we're going to adhere this on. You can, and it doesn't say this in the directions, but you can take your, and just run it on the ink, the Sundance ink, just a little bit. And you just run the sides along the ink. And you can see it does a little bit of a color on there. So I'm going to just adhere this on the blue bird right in the center. Just center it. Okay. And now we're going to do some coloring. So we've let this dry. This is all ready. Let's see. There we go. So I am using the alcohol markers from Spectrum Noir, the tri-blend markers. So I'm going to use the dark side. So there's a dark, a medium, and a light of each one. I'm going to use the dark side for each of these. So yellow, blue, red, green. And you don't have to do it just the same way as I am. And I did the candle in the green. And then what I did is these little confetti sprinkles. I just picked random ones and colored those. So I'm done with my green now. Let's do red. And again, this is the Coral Shades. I know it doesn't, but this is red. So you'll use that one. And then again, I did the same thing with the little sprinkles confetti. So we're done with red. So blue is next. Actually, I'm going to leave blue for last. Yellow, this is Citrus Blend. So I'm going to take dark color again. Color in. I'm going to color my flame. Go back over here and color in some of my sparkles. Yeah, there we go. And then now I'm going to take my blue. I'm going to start with the dark blue. And I'm going to color in the bottom of my cupcake. Then I'm going to go over here and finish my little sprinkles. Okay. Now I'm going to take the light blue and I'm going to go underneath each layer of this frosting with this light blue, kind of creating a shadow. All right, we're done with our markers. That's all we need the markers for. So I'm going to bring in my Sundance shimmer brush. With this one, don't twist, just pull. All you do is pull the cover off. I'm going to put a little shimmer trim on my, or shimmer brush on my little flame. I did add it to some of the yellow confettis in there on that one, a little sprinkles. And then I'm going to take my clear shimmer brush and I'm just going to add clear shimmer brush to the frosting so it has a little sparkle to it, just kind of all over it. You know, it might be kind of hard to see. Let me I don't know if you can see that. It gives that just that little bit of sparkle. So I am going to take some 3D dots or tape and I'm going to adhere my saying on my card. These are actually the inside of one of our shaker cards, so that's kind of nice. Peel these off. So I'm popping up this little section of the happy birthday. And I'm just going to kind of center it on the left side. And then I'm going to grab some adhesive and I am going to put my cupcake right down here. Now, if you're not really excited about this eat on there, that, you know, you're going, oh, it's kind of got, well, I usually have, I'm just going to take a Sharpie. I usually have like my journaling pen and I can do that, but this is a card, so we're not too worried about cards being acid free, and so I can bring in like that. Pretty nice how it kind of jazzes it right up and good to go. So that's it. That's your card. I hope you enjoyed the make and take, and I will see you guys all next year at the Luau. Check over my information. I do have a retreat coming up in 2 weeks, February 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. It's a 4-day retreat. There's a 3 or 4 day option. So, all right, take care, you guys. Thanks for doing my make and take.